welcome back to the Men's Roller Derby World Cup 2016 live from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. My name's Panda.
And I'm Bob.
Well, as you can see, we're joined by Apex Rex this morning. Check out the trophy. How gorgeous is this guy?
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Well, so we're going to get a taste of the teams competing for this morning. So we're going to see Canada taking on France on track 1. And then over on track 2, we're going to start with England versus Finland. How do you think the Canada-France game is going to go? The Canada-France game is going to be really good.
I'm partying like it's 1999, so it's Canada-France is going to be absolutely unbelievable. We know that these are these two teams are deservedly where they're at. They've both put up good numbers. They've both put up a sweep in their pool. But France had such a powerful run inside their pool. Much higher point differential than Canada. Could have been the competition. I don't know. I think it's going to be really hard fought. There's no lock in this at all.
Shall we go and take a look at the bracket for this morning and give us an idea of where we're at for the rest of the day? Hopefully we'll have that graphic for you at some point soon, so we'll run through that. If you want to check it out at any point, you can go on to mrdwc.com. There it is on your screen now. So you can see where we're at the moment. Having the first games. The last games that we had yesterday was Ireland and Puerto Rico over on the over on the right-hand side of the screen, and you can see that the score's already populated there for you. So Ireland taking the win over Puerto Rico, and Germany taking the win over Italy. Moving on to today, obviously we've got the games that are starting today, and then you can see on the left-hand side the other knockout games for the groups. And the bracket for this morning is the championship bracket is the other one that we've got. We'll also have the knockout bracket at some point later on today, hopefully to give you a little bit more information on where we're at with that. Moving on to the track shortly, because we're going to start with the national anthems for each of our teams like we are doing for the full length games. So we're going to throw trackside when these guys are ready to go, but it's about 10:02 now. We've got a little bit of time to talk about what's happened over the past couple of days. Pool play, mostly. We had, how many games did we have? 40 single PVA games, 30-minute, slight difference in the rules for those games as well. And our first 2 full-length regulation, MRDA regulation games yesterday. What a couple of days it's been. Absolutely incredible. And thank you guys at home for tuning in, because without you guys, we couldn't do this. And a huge thank you to Popeye Media. These guys have taken great care of us and enabling us to bring this to you.
And I'll tell you, we're so proud of what we're so happy and proud of what Logan and the production team have done around here. We're really happy with the coverage that we're able to bring to you. Enjoy it. All of these games are matched now by strength, so they're going to be fantastic, all of them, consolation or otherwise.
So let's have a little bit of a look at what's going to happen later on. So the second game over here on track 1 will be USA-Argentina, and that's
Yeah, Argentina, nice progression throughout the tournament. Honestly, they got themselves back to the point that they did with the 8 guys they brought last time. In the interview that we had with them, and we asked them about that. What's the difference between now and before? And they said, well, now we have 8 other guys to get on the same page. And their defeat over Sweden to lock up their spot to play the U.S. showed that some of the younger, newer players not only had the skill, but they were starting to understand the teamwork involved. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Over on track 2, slightly later at 11:15, that's mountain time here we are in Canada. Australia versus Wales.
Again, could be another very hard-fought game. Wales losing, I believe, only to Canada, and not by a lot. But Australia has been unbelievable. They were good in 2014. They're twice as good in 2016. I mean, they have not had a moment. They haven't had a moment in the tournament they regret. Nothing. They've just been crushing people.
Absolutely. Let's think about our 5 teams that we had that were brand new to the competition: Puerto Rico, Spain, Chile, Italy. Oh, what's the other one? We had 5 teams anyway that joined us last year that weren't with us in the first World Cup, so we didn't really know what to expect with them. Mexico was the one that came out, I think, and blew up everybody's expectations.
That's right. First off, we want to say thanks to everybody back in Mexico who has been our #1 viewer of this event. Mexico, quite honestly, is probably a couple of power jams away from having made it to the Road to the Cup bracket. They come out here as a total unknown, which works in your favor, but their defense is absolutely stifling. They've been more impressive than anybody we could have guessed, and definitely has been the Cinderella story of this tournament.
Okay, so we're going to head over to trackside now to our lovely feed announcers. Enjoy the day, and here's Canada versus France.
See you soon.
Welcome back, roller derby fans, to day 3 of the 2016 Men's Roller Derby World Cup live here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, at the Acadia Recreation Complex. I am the Derby Nerd here, joined by Snoogans, and this is our first quarterfinal showdown between Team Canada and France. And now we will just momentarily throw down to our sideline reporters to get things started. I'm the Derby Nerd, in case you're wondering, and this is Snoogans here, and this is Sven Will Be Famous, our producer for this quarterfinal showdown. And so again, for these matchups, the winner moves on for an opportunity to win the Men's World Cup, and the loser will continue playing into the consolation brackets. Down to the floor.
Kind of quiet right now. Can we try that again? Welcome to Men's Roller Derby World Cup, Day 3. There we go.
All our play is over. We started last night with the knockout rounds, if you will. We've got an outstanding game for you this morning. Team France taking on Team Canada. If you would please rise and take off your caps as we start off this morning with the French national anthem. Please remain standing for now the national anthem for your host, Team Canada.
Welcome back. Now trackside, thanks very much to Captain Motorboater and Broad Crasher for those introductions to our anthems. We are now set to get underway here. The first of our 4 quarterfinal showdowns here at the 2016 Men's Roller Derby World Cup. Pretty excited, Snoogans. And just a reminder as we kick off day 3 here, remember that you can actually vote. You, the fans at home, can help us pick MVPs for this tournament. And it's time to do that now. Go to the Quad Skate Shop Facebook page, and you can start voting for the Fans' Choice there on Facebook. And you can also go to the Men's Roller Derby World Cup page to do that as well. Canada in the red and the white, France in the blue. These two teams squared off in the 2014 Men's Roller Derby World Cup in the 3rd place game, so meeting much earlier this time around.
I am incredibly excited for this game.
Absolutely, this should be a barn burner. That was quite a close game too in Birmingham, 196 to 111 for Canada. We are now underway. Fluster Cluck, your first jamber, up against Sangla Oku for Team France.
Fluster just on the inside line there, finding an infinitesimal space, getting through, picking up lead.
First lead jammer status going to the Canadians. Canadians finished number 1 in their group.
Going for the star stash, making his way around the outside of the pack unseen, but Fluster picks up his 4, pulls the ground.
Nice start here for the hosts, getting a rounding early morning ovation here from the appreciative crowd at the Acadia Recreation Complex. France finished 2nd in their group, going 3-1 with a nail-biting loss to Australia, 79-70. Tough loss for the French, and it looks like we've got an official review. Wow, Coach Lime from Team Canada calling an official review early on this one. This official review is brought to you by the Quad Skate Shop. So we will hopefully get an update from our head referee here very shortly on what this official review is all about. Coach Lime known for some of his unique strategies, but this is a really a risky one, I think, so early in this is a full-length regulation MRDA game. Take his official review so early on.
Literally less than a minute into the game.
Yeah.
Still 29-7 showing on the clock.
But Coach Lime has never been accused of being conventional.
Indeed.
So I'm sure there's some method to this decision. France does have a few skaters in the penalty box already early on, so Canada is going to start off with a bit of a pack advantage here. You can see the referees speaking with the coaching staffs from the two teams. I mentioned Canada finishing 1st in its group with victories over Germany, Mexico, Wales, and a dominant performance yesterday against Spain, 205-9 to secure their top spot. A slight advantage in the season here over the French, who defeated Puerto Rico,
2016
Netherlands,
championships
and Belgium.
will be held in Texas. The Lone Star Showdown will be held.
couldn't quite get that update from Righteous Oxide, but hopefully when he comes to his decision, he will feed us there. Again, this is early morning here, Saturday.
Yes.
We're still shrugging off some of the technical rust here. And of course, the referee's just getting used to using the microphones to talk about these as well. So Snoogan, some of your thoughts on this tournament so far. It's been a pretty thrilling couple days.
It's been absolutely incredible. It's been really enjoyable seeing teams who had possibly a slower start at the 2014 World Cup coming back and so strong, really kind of putting their mark on this tournament. I think the one for me so far has been Wales. They were strong 2014, and they've come out this year explosively.
Yeah, and absolutely, and they've made it here into the final 8. So yeah, they have an opportunity still to win the cup. They'll be playing at 11:15 a.m. Over on track 2, the Sisu track against Australia in that quarterfinal match.
I'm so excited because this is a rematch.
Yeah.
We had Australia-Wales back in 2014, and if I remember correctly, Australia won by 3 points.
Right, so.
The atmosphere in the Phil Centre in Birmingham was absolutely phenomenal during that game, and I know we're going to see more of the same here today.
Yeah. Head ref, Righteous Oxide. Thanks very much for the update from Righteous Oxide. Again, we're going to make sure that we can work on some of these technical problems. Make sure that you can hear those updates from our head referee as the day goes on. We've dealt with some technical issues here.
We have.
We had full power outage yesterday at one point.
That was interesting.
Very interesting, but the staff and crew here at the Men's Roller Derby World Cup worked very quickly to restore that. We were back in action within 20 minutes.
It was top-notch work.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we're back in action right now. We've got Bradas and Rockabouche jamming.
Canada now so far 1-0 with lead jammer statuses, and 4-0 is the lead. Bradas looking for the lane on the inside, pushing his offense through.
Photo finish. Rockabouche picking up lead, takes Bradas off. But picks up a low block for his trouble, so we're going to have our first. Yes, our first roller derby athletic-sponsored power jam in favor of France right now.
So early advantage here for France now, trying to get back in this game. Nice little move around the veteran Tichborne to get through for his initial pass. Nice defense, though, from Canada, killing off a good 10 or 12 seconds of that power jam.
France now with a full complement of blockers on track, working offense, trying to get Rockabouche through the pack.
Bradas now is standing. You're going to see him come into your screen right now on the far right as he comes through in a forced call-off. So only 3 points in that power jam. Excellent penalty kill here early on from Team Canada. Webb, Tichborne, Sleeper Cell all involved in that one. It looks like Stand Aside as well was on the track, so great penalty kill from Canada here. That would bolster their confidence moving forward. El Tenant on the jam line, the veteran Canadian jammer. And he is up against Houpetest for France.
I love that little silence that falls across the crowd as that whistle goes from the start of the jam.
Both jammers a little hesitant to get started. And looks like second straight lead jammer status is going to go to France. And it is a multiplayer block going to Canadian blocker, so pack advantage now for France. Biganek in the box.
Secondary Canadian blocker heading to the penalty box. Houpetest managing to dodge what would have been a devastating hit. So that's a grand slam pass for Houpetest.
Canada running into some penalty troubles as Bennett, the pivot, heading to the box now, and it is a full box of blockers for the Canadians, and he is going to have to check in because there are no seats available. El Tenant with the helmet cover off is through the pack now.
Houpetest chasing down El Tenant, but decides to call the jam. And that does mean we've had ourselves a lead change now.
We have 12-4 now is the difference Canada able to eliminate points in that last pass. Elton On having a rough weekend here. He was Canada's leading scorer at the 2014 World Cup. He's had a tough time. These defenses seem to be really zeroing in on him in this tournament.
They know he's a threat.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that footage has been studied, hashed over, talked about, torn apart, and they know he's a massive threat, so everyone's going for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Bradass, though, Riceball, excuse me, father of Bradass is the jammer on the line now for Team Canada, but he is caught up in the pack as France has picked up another lead jammer status. Charlie Poor is the lead jammer for France.
Already round. Nice scoring pass. Clockwise block being issued to Candeloro.
Once again, nice defense from Canada, eliminating the damage. Charlie Poor having a hard time with a very scrappy, swarming defense from Canada, finally forced to call it off. And that 100 points on the board.
2 points picked up by Canada in that pass.
Oh, nice steal from Riceball, hustling into that pack. Flustercluck now on the Nerd Roller Skate start lineup against Songloku. These were the two jammers that kicked off this game. Full group of blockers out there for Canada, 4-3 pack advantage. They do have that offensive position right in the middle of the French pack, which is going to force them to split up right away.
Jam is on. Fluster taking the outside line, picking up lead jammer.
Ending a run of 3 straight lead jammers for France.
And that is Okur picking up the cutting penalty, heading to the box. Meanwhile, Fluster doing some impressive footwork along the outside line to bag himself that Grand Slam pass. We are now in a Roller Derby Athletics sponsored Power Jam in favor of Canada.
One each now are the Power Jams here in the first 5 minutes of this quarterfinal showdown. Nice exit hit, forcing Flustercluck to reset at turn number 1. The Rev now leading the offense with Sleeper Cell.
Candeloro going for the takeoff, not quite landing it. Fluster through for another 5.
And Canada now within 1 point. We could have our second lead change of the game, and there's at least a tie game. Songloku back on the track. Star is stashed in hand. Nice offense there from the Rev, another one of these Team Canada veterans. That allowed Flustercluck to get all 5 of those points, so we do have our second lead change of the game now, 21-7. The hosts back up in front.
We would like to say a big thank you to Brown Paper Tickets. They have been supporting Roller Derby for over a decade. We love this sport and are working to help gear up the Women's League in Lebanon. You can make a difference to Roller Derby Beirut by visiting our donation page at Got Game Need Gear at brownpapertickets.com.
That is an unbelievable organization to support. Let's help Roller Derby Beirut get on the track. Speaking of the track, jam now underway. French jammer trying to work his way through and almost came through, but Bennett with a nice block knocked Rocket Push out and forced him to reset back to the first straightaway. Meanwhile, Bradass having a hard time. Tank going to move into work some offense. Finally frees the Canadian jammer, lead jammer status to Canada.
Roquebush being swarmed by those Canadian blockers. He's got that star in his hand. I think we've completed a star pass.
Nice quick pass. Could limit the damage here, but Bradass moving in for the score. And it looks like Canada's going to keep this jam going. Again, unconventional strategies from the Canadian bench, but they liked the fact that that pivot was wearing a star, and they liked their chances against him. And Bradass makes Lime look like a genius coming through for the Grand Slam.
Meanwhile, Candeloro being taken off and set back round to turn 4. Bradass slightly dropping that shoulder on the outside for another Grand Slam pass.
Wow, great heads-up play from the Canadian bench to keep this jam going and really taking advantage of not a regular jammer for France with that star in his helmet right now. Bradass on 3 scoring passes already. Canada opens up a bit of a lead. Candeloro pushed out of bounds to the inside, forced to reset once again, and he looks gassed.
Bradass receiving some offense, helps him just clear that French wall, and a strong 3 wall that was literally covering the whole track for him. He couldn't figure it out.
Just good patience there from the jammer. And now, after all that hard work, has an easy pass for 5. Sitting on 24 points with a few seconds left in this jam. Will he get in for any more? Let's see if he managed to get those hips around another jam. He did not. So nice defense, and a 3 for France. So great jam for Team Canada here as they pull ahead now by 25 points as we hit the 9-minute mark of this quarterfinal game. You know, Quad Skate Shops loves this game. Quad is Europe's original bank, the brick-and-mortar roller derby skate shop with the best selection and most stock on the continent. They know skates, so you don't have to. Their customer service is the best, on a level that only fellow skaters could provide. Come see them online or in their skate shop if you can.
Back on with the action, we have...
Wow.
Go for it.
Right off that start, we've got ourselves a roller derby athletics power jam.
Ooh. Cooper Test wearing the star for France, trying to get through those swarming Canadian blockers. Number 71, the red, heading to the box, so just 3 to contend with now.
Momentum shifting by the jam here. As you can see, Cooper Test trying to go one-on-one against these tough Canadian blockers. Stand aside as the last line of defense, and Puppet Test is through. And stand aside with the net of play penalty heading to the penalty box. Held on just a little bit too long. Roller derby athletics power jam is over, but it's going to start right again as Bradass gets a cutting penalty as he tried to sneak through on the inside coming out of the penalty box.
He also passed that point of no return, so he's going to have to go all the way around again, adding extra time onto this power jam.
Nice hit there from Zimmer, forcing Cooper Test back. Only 3 blockers on the line for Canada, and there goes the French offense, sweeping beautifully from the inside. Cooper Test calls it off. He wants to get some fresh legs out there for a power start in the upcoming jam. Just over 10 minutes in. 45, now 26 for Canada.
Power start will, of course, take place from our Nerd Skate Shop sponsored Jam-A-Line. Let's have a quick look at the replay.
That is roller derby athletics power jam is over. Just took a little bit of a step out as he was trying to get through on the inside. Still early in this game, maybe just kind of take a breath and assess things. No reason to panic yet for any of these skaters. But you can feel the tension in the building, and I think they can feel it on the track.
Most definitely.
Mirage heading to the penalty box from for Canada on a 4-arm penalty. Once again, we're seeing a nice penalty kill from Canada, and they will kill off this whole penalty, and Bradass now comes out with an opportunity with lead jammer still in the air.
Yeah, Charlie Puel being taken off from his set repeatedly, just making it round to the second straightaway, and he called it Bradass and the penalty box, making his way through the pack, picking up that lead jammer.
So Canada's penalty kills really doing the job here early on and keeping them in this game. Bradass responding nicely with a grand slam. Charlie Court almost made it through, but Johnson with a nice exit hit just after turn 4. And Bradass, who has already he had a 24-point jam earlier in this game. On track for another big one here.
Bradass just Dr. Whoosh to pass, and he does.
And that jam comes to its conclusion. 10 more points. 15, excuse me. There is the latest update now, 60-26. Bradass, really one of the great stories of this tournament, playing in the second Roller Derby World Cup with his father, Riceball.
Looks like we're having ourselves a team timeout.
Yep.
So just a quick word from our sponsors.
We're going to be testing 3 helmets today. This simulates a 10-mile-an-hour impact or a 4-foot drop. The S1 Lifer helmet with EPS Fusion foam did pass the multiple impact test.
And we are back. Thank you very much to our sponsors, S1 Helmets. S1 Helmets, the Lifer helmet is the best fitting and safest helmet for roller derby. Get a Lifer, be a Lifer. S1helmets.com.
All right, so first team timeout of the game taken by France. Canada, of course, has already used its official review for this half. but another explosive Bradass jam. He is sitting so far on, unofficially sitting on 39 points right now of Canada's 60. So just over half of the points coming from Bradass. Looks like it's going to be Rocket Bush once again for Team France, and El Tenon back on the Nerd Roller Skate start line for Canada.
Jam is active, and dare I say it, I didn't even get a chance to say it. I was going to say empty penalty box. Penalty called in the opening seconds of that jam. France down 1 blocker.
Come on, Snookers, you know better than that.
I know.
And El Tenon gets through for lead jammer status, the first of the game for him.
El Tenon really pumping those legs to make his way around the track as quick as possible to capitalize on this lead jammer, while Rocket Bush, my mistake, is still in the pack. Huge hit there.
Tenon able to shrug it off, continues on, and the star has been stashed. Oh, and just as the jammer was about to get through Rocket Bush, he was knocked out of bounds. Rev heading to the penalty box with another penalty misconduct call, his second here early on. El Tenon taking a big hit from Hygienix. Nice trio of French blockers holding El Tenon back at the start line, but Rocket Bush getting no room on that track from the Canadian defense. Zimmer and stand aside with sleeper cell bracing, and El Tenon through. A no pass, no penalty, but he will pick up 5 points.
It's like Asilov nearly managing to pull that button in, but his skate just tripped out.
Zimmer picking up a track cut there at the end of that penalty, and Tenon coming the nice pushback jam for him. He had a rough go of it the first time through, but looking much, much more comfortable out there on that jam.
As we've said, for us, it is early here. Sometimes it just takes a little while to just get into it and kind of get your head settled into the game. And especially a game that we've had so far that's been as changeable as this.
Yeah.
You might think you've got it figured, and then next jump, boom.
Yeah, and I mean, there's so much more on the line than we've seen in the group games. Of course, obviously, the winner moves on. Loser will continue to play in placement games, but the opportunity for the cup will be lost. A rice ball jamming for Canada, Sans-le-Coup for Team France.
Both jammers being taken off and set back, working against those respective walls.
A nice defense here from both teams. As this jam starts off. A nice little footwork, pirouette for Sans-le-Coup, and the lead jammer status for France.
Meanwhile, Riceball still working against that French defense. Finding the tiniest space on the inside line, lining up his skates to make it through, to make his initial.
Sans-le-Coup, though, coming around scoring, calling it off as Riceball approached. So 4-0 jam for France, pulls them back within 42, just past the midway point here of this quarterfinal showdown. Again, if you're just tuning in, hosts Canada in the red, France in the blue. This is the 2016 MRDWC quarterfinal showdown. And once again, the penalty boxes are empty. We'll see how long this lasts.
We've got Flustercluck and Poopertest up to jam.
Both jammers just trying to get through on the inside. Now Flustercluck goes to the outside and fakes outside, I should say, and then goes in, but takes a big hit. Cannot stay in bounds, but it was a no pass, no penalty, so he's allowed through. Did not reset, though, so not lead jammer.
Meanwhile, Poopertest is going mano a mano with Tichborne.
Tichborne, yeah, nice exit hit there. Oh. And now there will not be a lead jammer in this jam as Poopertest has taken the star off. So we've got another minute 20 to go. And Flustercluck is already scoring on his second scoring pass now with 5 on the board. Nice star pass there from Poopertest.
Killian Cross, now your active jammer. You may well know him as Mr. Furio.
Ah, yes. So one of the few French team members who plays in the United States. Oh, no, it's for London, sorry.
I was like, hold on a minute.
London is still in England, don't worry.
Quite a commute.
This Canadian brain is still waking up.
There's the beautiful footwork we're also familiar of from Furo on what is now a Roller Derby Athletics sponsored power jam to France. Flustercluck picking up a forearms penalty on the inside there.
This is exactly what the French team needed. Canada kind of taking control of this game, but an opportunity here to get back in, and a nice little move at turn number 1, spinning, twisting, turning, getting through 4-5.
I'll be honest, a little part of me has been waiting for Killian to take the star. Haven't seen him jam in a long time, and he never disappoints. Just like that, little skip and a jump on turn 3 to make it through for another 5-point pass.
Sitting on 15 so far. Strong pushback here from France.
That jam reaching its natural conclusion, a 15-point jam for Killian after taking that star from Budapest.
But you know, Canada able to get 10 of their own, so limiting the damage there. So 82 now, 45 is the score. Again, a nice penalty kill from Team Canada. 12 minutes to go here in the opening half. Slight pack advantage for France, and it looks like a timeout now being called by Canada. So Canada taking their first team timeout, and this team timeout is brought to you by Quad Skate Shop.
S1.
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 S1 is part of my uniform.
A clear path through the pack almost never exists. So we fight and make our own.
Thank you very much from Sisu, obviously sponsoring our second track here, and sponsoring that timeout in part. A couple of seconds left before we get back on with the action.
Interesting stat here early on, Snuggins, and it's France actually has the lead advantage here, 5-4 in terms of Team Canada. We had a couple jams there without lead jammer status given out. But despite that advantage, Canada has taken a greater advantage of their lead opportunities to pull ahead with the lead. Had a couple of great power jams that really put up a lot of points. And that accounts for a big part of the difference here.
And of course, we also had that jam where Bradas was lead, French jammer was in the pack, and he just kept running it.
Yeah, that's, very true. So the Canadian defense is the difference here early on.
Charlicoeur and Bradas, your active jammers. Charlicoeur picking up lead jammer status for France. Bradas still with blockers to pass.
One to beat, and Bradas now threw in his initial pass. Tank and Mirage now working very well on the defense, and that's going to force a call-off just as Bradas was approaching. A couple points on the board for Charlicoeur. Looks like 3 points for France. So chipping away at it again. I think the difference is that France hasn't really been able to take advantage. They haven't gone on any big scoring runs yet, like Canada has. But this game's still obviously very much in reach. Bit of a run right now, an 18-0 run for France as they work their way back into it. That 15-pointer 2 jams ago was their biggest jam of this game.
Eltona and Roquebouche, your active jammers.
And Eltona with a nice little move to knock out Roquebouche and then get his blockers to drag back, giving Eltona some room. And Eltona really waking up in this game. 2 straight very strong jams from the veteran Quebec jammer.
Roquebouche laying waste to Canadian blockers, really exploding out of that pack to make his initial. Turn out with a skip and a jump on turn 3, bags his points and calls off the jam.
Nice job from Eltona. Part of the veteran core of this team's Canada squad with the likes of Tichborne and the Rev and others. These guys have been around in this national program since really before there was an international competition to compete in. Tank part of that crew as well, number 111 you were seeing. 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Rice ball on the line. He is jamming against Songlo Koo for France. Rice ball was almost through at turn 1, but did get hit off. But Songlo Koo is picking up a cutting the track penalty. Roller Derby Athletics power jam in favor now of Canada.
Those French blockers doing their darndest to make him work for that initial pass, but he has picked it up. He is lead, and he's making short work of that track to come round to score.
That's right, all 4 French defenders are out there on this penalty kill. Nice, simple offense there from Tank and Biganek.
Yeah, that swarming offense from Canada, really separating that French wall, making them just spare parts of the wall that they wanted to be.
Oh, and there was a nice little sweep there, but Reisball took a little bit of a tumble and couldn't take advantage of that wide open inside lane, so he elects to call it off and get a power start. Let's see if we can put a bit of a replay here of the cut.
Charlie Clear and Brad Asiak to Jammer. Charlie Clear picking up a lead.
And that was the Team France lead jammer status on that replay.
Just under 9 minutes remaining. 48 points to France, 91 to Canada. They're stretching this out little by little.
Absolutely. The referees are now conferring in the center of the track. We have an official review called. It looks like it's going to be called by Team France using their official review now. Both teams will have used theirs. We'll see if France is successful. Team Canada was not successful earlier on. And we will wait for... Now we're going to wait for some explanation from our head referee. Righteous Oxide.
And just while we have a moment, we've talked a lot about the skaters this weekend, and the standard of play has been absolutely phenomenal. But I also want to take a moment and talk about the standard of officiating we've had. We've got officials like skaters from all over the world, and these are the best of the best of the best, sir. The standard of non-skating officials and our referees has been absolutely phenomenal this year.
And we always thank our officials, skating or otherwise. Explanations now are being given to the benches. I'm not sure if we are going to get an explanation. We will try and get that to you, though, at some point. Now, when we do get things underway, Flusterclock is going to be taking this Roller Derby Athletics power start. France, though, does have a significant power pack advantage. They've got all 4 blockers out there, and there's only 2 for Canada. Zimmer and stand aside trying to work this offense. So seems as if we're getting a little bit of explanation, and we're going to speculate that perhaps the Canadian third baseline or mirror bench was encroaching into the field of play at turn 2. And so that would be potentially a procedure call. So Canada getting a bit of a warning there. Oh, and it looks like a cutting call on a Flustercluck will give another Roller Derby Athletics Power Jam to France. It's their 2nd in a row.
Song Leku out of the box, picking up lead straight out of that pack, the depleted Canadian pack, if you will recall. They have had blocker return, but there was still just the 3 of them, and he made short work of that to pick up lead.
So France pushing back strong here in the late stages of the opening half. And looking to take advantage of a power jam, but a nice hit from Bennett. Unfortunately, he did go out of bounds as well. It's a no pass, no penalty. 5 points, though, on the board for Sangloku.
Coming around again, slowing down and taking a real methodical look at that pack.
Makes a nice little move there from outside in.
Meanwhile, Flustercluck back on track, trying to kind of sneak through, but the French blockers have spotted him.
Tichborne heading to the penalty box for Canada, so the Canadian blockers continuing to run into penalty troubles. Sangloku, though, heading to the penalty box.
I do believe that was a cutting penalty issued to him.
So jammers trading cuts here in this jam. It's going to go to full 2. There's 40 seconds remaining. And Team Canada looking to get on the board now as the initial pass has been completed, and they do have lots of time to pick up points here.
Fluster coming up. Those Canadian blockers once again managing to separate the French blockers to limit their effectiveness.
Flustercluck going alone right now against a trio of French blockers. Zimmer, Bennett trying to stop the drag back. Just a few seconds left to go. Flustercluck still trying to get through and complete a scoring pass as Sangloku has come out of the penalty box, but that jam comes to its natural conclusion. And 4 points on the board for Team Canada.
It looks like our jammer ref is having a quick discussion with our one of our outside pack refs. and he's going to issue 2 points to Songleku.
And 3 points. Yeah, going to France. So France coming out of that one 8-4 after the teams traded power jams. And Pupites now is jamming. He gets a little defensive right from the start. Knocking out Bradass and working well with his blockers to drag Bradass back to turn number 4. But Bradass hustling through on the inside, picks up lead jammer status.
Pupites managing to find space on that inside line again. He is out and he is chasing Bradass down back to that pack.
Hustling as he tries to make up the track difference between them. And he's sneaking in right now, but Bradass, as he was entering the pack, calling it off, did so just in time, picked up 2 points for Canada.
We want to say a big thank you to the Power of Grayskull, bespoke handmade sportswear, proud sponsors of Team Wales Roller Derby. Every item is designed and made in our studio in the UK. Want your pets on your leggings? We can totally do that. The Power of Grayskull, making your legs happy.
Who doesn't want pets on their leggings?
I have seen so many cats in so many games.
Yes. All right, back now on the track. Oh, we have Hasselhoff was the jammer, and he tried to do a star pass immediately. It did not work well. Canada was ready for it, and Eltonon, though, unable to take advantage. Stopped up by 3 French blockers at turn 1. Eltonon now making his way through, and he is lead jammer and calls it off very quickly.
Now, I mentioned earlier that I personally hadn't seen Killian jam for some time. Was informed that he did jam yesterday, and I believe it was a similar situation, a star pass straight off the line. And in that instance, it actually worked massively to their favor. He was able to get out and rack up a substantial amount of points. Canada potentially saw that, shut it down.
And he did pick up 15 points today on that star pass. So yeah, very effective when used. It's a great weapon to have at your disposal. On the track, it's Rice Ball jamming for Canada up against Charlie Poole once again. And both jammers going it alone without any offensive help. And Charlie Poole is going to get through lead jammer status for France.
Those Canadian blockers rushing that French wall, trying to break it up. Meanwhile, Charlie Poole's background already to the pack, trying to make his way through.
Nice jam here from France, coming together in a nice move on the inside. We had a great view of that on the back straightaway. 5 points for the French.
Rice Ball with a nice little fake out there, coming out of turn 4. Makes his initial.
Great skating from Charlie Core.
Wow. He is happy about that.
Unbelievable. Staying upright and inbounds.
That run along the inside. Beautiful little skip and a jump along the that straightaway there to keep inbounds and pick up those points.
Great jam from Team France on that one to get 9 points and narrow this gap a little bit more. Now 32 points is the difference as we near ever closer to halftime. Don't forget, fans, if you're just tuning in, we are now full-length games playing under the MRDA rule set. So this is just the opening half of this quarterfinal.
Flustercluck and Rockabushu active jammers. Fluster taken off on the inside. Twice now set back again. Killian Cross and Hasselhoff making some real issues for him.
Very nice defensive work. And it looks like another play call to the Canadian pivot will send him to the penalty box just as Dr. Roosh comes out, so pack advantage shifts into France's favor, and they use it to get lead jammer status. Killian Cross working very nicely on Flustercluck right now. And Fluster looking a little flustered out there. Forearm penalty will send Tichborne to the penalty box.
So now only 2 Canadian blockers to contend with. Still a full complement of French blockers on track. Rockabushu taking a massive hit from the Rev, sending him inside and taking him back. I feel the need to draw attention to the fact that the French defense have managed to hold back Fluster for over 1 minute and 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think Fluster has seen anything like this so far this weekend.
No, absolutely not. A great performance here late in this half, and finally a star pass is being made, and this might limit the damage. It is Zimmer now with the star, and he's going to try and hustle around, and that does force a call off. So nice job from Team Canada, but yeah, Flustercluck being held back hard on that jam.
Big jam for France, 14 points. Score now sitting 79 France, 97 Canada. Just under a minute and a half left of this first half.
Roller Derby Elite, the brand that defines the sport. A big thank you from the Men's Roller Derby World Cup to our sponsor, Roller Derby Elite. Hoopa Test on the Nerd Roller Skate start lineup against El Tannant in the red for Canada. Minute and 10 to go here in the opening half. Full group of skaters out there, 5-on-5 roller derby. It's the way we like it. And it is a big mass at turn number 1, and popping out of that is Hoopa Test, lead jammer status for France. That is their 3rd in a row now.
El Tannant facing some serious defense.
The French defense just coming alive here late, but a forearm penalty will send one of those blockers to the box, so this could open up some track for El Tannant. And he does use that space to get through.
El Tannant making his initial, but again, 35 seconds being held by that French defense.
And Tank with a nice hit on a Hoopa Test will force a call-off. They were able to pick up 3 points, however. So France continuing their strong play, and suddenly, Snooze, we've got ourselves a 15-point game.
We told you at the start of this game that it was going to be close. And although it may have spread slightly in the middle there, France have really got into the groove, and they are coming back
absolutely
with great force.
Yeah, this is going to be a massive confidence builder. It looks like we're not going to get that final jam in. We were 1 second short. I was going back and forth looking at those 2 times trying to figure that out. Yeah, so that is going to bring us into halftime. What a finish to that half for
Absolutely
Team
phenomenal.
France. Looked like the game was getting somewhat away from them as that half went on, but they made some of those nice little adjustments, just kept their heads on the track, and have now within 15 points.
Yes.
So France, we're just getting an update here from our producers, scored 26 points over those last 5 jams, and those were unanswered points as well, so that was quite a run. You can just imagine what that gap was at one point in that opening half.
Yeah, I think that's the real thing to note there, that they were unanswered points.
Yeah.
It was definitely what France were looking for. As we mentioned, and as you saw, there was the big spread in the middle where Canada started to run away with it. And France, they don't know what they did, but they pulled it in.
Absolutely. It's going to be one heck of a second half coming up. The quarterfinals of the 2016 Men's Roller Derby World Cup will continue after these messages.
Nerd Roller Skates is your dedicated quad roller skate shop in Calgary, Alberta.
Being a nerd is about being really excited and really passionate about a really specific thing. And the thing that we are really excited and passionate about is roller skates.
Nerd Roller Skates.
Official skate shop, Men's Roller Derby World Cup 2016.
For people who roll.
I am your fortress on the front line of sport. Engineered to be stronger than the attack. I defy convention by protecting more with less. Helping you breathe easier, hydrate faster, speak more clearly. I am Sisu, and I fend for you.
the zebra said. Now we rollin', yeah, we rapping for real. Can feel the back wheels underneath my heels. Up through my spine, penetrating the heart. Calling up the jam till the next jam starts.
We really miss the feeling of spontaneously visiting a store and trying out the newest gear. Hang out for all roller skaters. Everyone has their own unique style. Because of our large assortment, we can now personalise roller skates while you wait, so you can try them out right away. Our mission is to fit you with the right gear, and don't forget to turn left.
Hey, this is Dan from S1 Helmets. We're in the testing lab today, testing helmets to see if they pass the Multiple Impact Certification Test. We're going to be testing 3 helmets today. A soft foam helmet with EVA foam and a terry cloth liner, the hockey helmet with triple density EVA foam, the S1 Lifer helmet with EPS Fusion foam. All 3 of these helmets are marketed as multiple impact helmets. We're going to test all of them today and see which ones actually pass the test. The multiple impact test is when we drop a helmet to achieve a velocity of 4.57 meters per second. This simulates a 10-mile-an-hour impact or a 4-foot drop. The same helmet is tested 3 times in the same location. The helmet must reduce the energy pulse to under 300 Gs each time. Anything over 300 Gs can result in a traumatic brain injury or severe concussion. In summary, the soft foam helmet with EVA foam and the hockey helmet with triple density foam did not pass the multiple impact test. The S1 Lifer helmet with EPS Fusion foam did pass the multiple impact test.
Good morning and welcome back to the Sisu studio here live at the Men's Roller Derby World Cup 2016 from Calgary, Canada.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm Bob. How are you, Panda?
I'm good. We're going to give you a quick update on the scores on track 2 because we're on track 1 right now before we head over to our announcers back on the track. Currently, Team England are playing Team Finland over on track 2. Team England ahead on 117, Team Finland with 39. So Team England dominating, but Team Finland putting up a good, strong defense.
Yeah, I think this is going very much like we expected. Even if Finland is not able to come back, not a bad point differential.
No, I think they still come out with a relatively low point differential. So here on track 1, we currently have Team France playing Team Canada. And it is even now, it's a pretty close game. So we'll hand you over to our announcers on the track side. And you've got Nerd and Snoogans.
Welcome back, everyone, to this quarter-final showdown here at the 2016 Men's Roller Derby World Cup. I am the Derby Nerd here with Snoogans. Boy, we got a lot to talk about coming out of the break. First thing we want to get to, we were unable to give you that update on the official review early in that first half, and the Team Canada bench thought that there had been an illegal star pass, that the star had been passed to the pivot and then back to the jammer again, but the referees did agree that that had not occurred. So we weren't able to get you that at the time, but we just wanted to make sure that you were up to date with that. Now, in terms of stats, we've got it's one interesting thing to note is that the lead jammer statuses were equal after that first half, 9-9, and that I guess that accounts when it all is said and done for the close score that we have. In terms of leading scorer, Bradass is leading the way in the game with 41 points for Team Canada. Flustercluck is second with 29. So they're dominating the scoring with 70 of the Team Canada points in that opening half. Team France a little bit more spread out. Pupatest is leading the way with 18, but both Rocket Push and Charlie Core have 17 points each in the half. So France really spread out. And one other thing to note is penalties have been spread out pretty equally amongst all of the teams, but there are 2 Team Canada skaters sitting on 4. Bennett and Tichborne have 4. Now, if you are wondering what's happening in the other quarterfinal right now, England is up on Finland 132-39. So England looking like they might get through if they can hold on and face, of course, the winner of this matchup in the semi-finals.
And we just want to remind you, folks, you can vote for your team of the tournament. We've got an MVP vote that you guys can vote for. Head over to the Men's Roller Derby World Cup Facebook page and vote. We really want you guys to get involved with this. It's looking quite interesting so far.
That's right. Have your voice heard. So Charlie Core now sitting on 17 points is jamming for Team France. And Bradass, the leading scorer in the game, number 35 in red for Canada, jamming for the Canucks. Oh, and it looks like cutting the track penalty to Bradass will send him to the penalty box. Roller Derby Athletics Power Jam, Team France.
And Charlie Core trying to make his way around that pack, being taken off just on the outside by number 17, Zimmer. Been incredibly effective so far in this game at really attacking those jammers. Absolutely.
He did take the star off there as he was working his way through. Still hasn't gotten through, and Canada's defense on these penalty kills has been absolutely incredible in that first half, limiting France's ability to take advantage of these power jams. And we're seeing that right now. Should mention no French skaters with more than 3 penalties in that opening half.
Yeah. Kudos Canada managing to hold Kerr back for that whole power jam.
Wow.
Bradass now back on track, unseen, runs down that inside line to make his initial.
And again, strong penalty killing from Canada.
Now Charlie Kerr has removed that star once again.
Oh. Bradass takes a massive hit there from Hasselhoff. Nice clean hit from the French blocker. Sleeper cell now in the penalty box. Pack advantage France. Bradass, though, is putting points on the board. So not only was this a great penalty kill, Canada actually getting some offense out of it as well. Bradass falling. Did keep his skates in bounds, though.
And we do have a completed star pass. Killian Cross now your active jammer. Tichborne going for a massive hit. and managing to incur a cut track penalty on Killian Cross.
So great penalty kill. You can see the Canadian blockers on the track, happy with their work there. I think we're going to have an official review. There was official timeout, I should say. There was a outside pack ref was calling for a cut on the Team France jammer. The inside, the jam ref called a no pack, no penalty. And I think they're just going to want to make sure that they're getting their calls correct. Coach Lime, as you can see on your screen out there, wanting to make sure that they get it correct as well. I'm sure hoping that it goes into Canada's advantage. It was just kind of a big pileup of bodies. Yeah. I didn't really have a good sight of it. I'm going to trust the referees on this one.
Absolutely. But this is why we have the amount of referees that we have. Nobody can expect one person to be able to see all the things.
Absolutely. And so you can see the referees there conferring right on the Nerd Roller Skates track number 1 here, the Acadia Recreation Complex. Pretty full house here for an early Saturday morning game. The local fans showing up to cheer on Team Canada as they try and better their 3rd place performance from the 2014 Men's Roller Derby World Cup. So you can see head referee now, Righteous Oxide, is explaining the decision to the respective bench coaches. Coming up later here on track number 1, we are going to, at 11:15, we are going, or 11 a.m., excuse me, we're going to have another quarterfinal showdown between USA and Argentina. Argentina, another one of the great stories of this tournament.
Back in 2014, Argentina stole the hearts of the fans. Came in with, I believe, 8 skaters. Played phenomenally well for such a small team. Have come back this year, bigger, better, stronger, faster, harder, and have really made quite an impression on this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we've also got great sponsorship here this weekend. And one group we really want to thank, the Men's Roller Derby World Cup, would really like to acknowledge the contributions of Alberta Sports Connection. They've really done a lot to make this event possible. So a big thank you to ASC, the Alberta Sports Connection. So it looks like, after all is said and done, a penalty has been assessed to the French jammer. So it will be a power jam for Canada. And it looks like it's Killian Cross in the penalty box after that star pass.
Yeah.
So power start, power jam, El Tenant for Team Canada. All 4 blockers on the track for both the offense and the defense. Canada looking to sweep on the inside. France staying ahead of the defense, but El Tenant had enough room to get through. Lead jammer status, Canada. Pack is stopped now, as you can see, just on the cusp of the back stretch.
El Tenant weaving his way around his own pack, trying to spot the gap in the French pack, but he has just taken off on the outside. Set back round to turn 2 by number 172.
I believe that was Booyah. 112, yeah, the pivots. Booyah having a great tournament.
Killian Cross on track after that penalty.
And El Tenant blocking with the head penalty will give France now a Roller Derby Athletics power jam. As soon as I say that, Killian Cross picking up a misconduct. So he is heading to the penalty box. Wow, penalty troubles here early on for both of these teams. And El Tenant will have another few seconds to work with on a very brief power jam.
50 seconds remaining of this jam, so still potential for both teams to score. Nobody's put any points on the board yet in this particular jam. They've been too busy picking up penalties.
Strong defenses here from both sides. Killian Cross now is standing in the box as El Tenant weaves his way through the pack. And now he's picking up 5 points. Finally, one of these teams getting on the board. 30 seconds to go as Killian Cross comes through on his initial pass. Tenant looking to score again.
Cross not far behind him.
Both packs moving very quickly, coming up to the Nerd Roller Skates start line and beyond. Huge pile up just on the cusp of turn 2. Both jammers involved in that, so forced to get up and reset. El Tenant now pushing the defense past turn 2.
Killian managing to make his way partway through that pack, picking up 3 points.
And El Tenant also picking up 3 as well. Let's
take another look.
El Tanon getting through after the penalty and picking up the first of his first 5 of his 8 points on that jam. It was an 8-3 jam when all was said and done. Ooh, already 4.5 minutes into the second half. Things are moving quickly here.
Yes, moving quickly by that pack, especially in that last jam.
Yeah.
But we're back on with a fresh jam. Flustercluck and Orongue Bush, your active jammers. Bush on the inside line picks up lead jammer. Fluster taken off on the outside by Asilov. Another blocker having a phenomenal game.
Yeah, absolutely. Delivering some big hits, but also just some real steady defensive blocking as well. Flustercluck was about to get through, got knocked out of bounds. Very wisely noted that the blocker who had knocked him out took a penalty, so he came back in quickly and now finally completes his first pass.
Okay, Bush trying to get through to score, sees Flustercluck just behind him, picks himself up, full 5 and calls off the jam.
5-0 jam for France, just past the 5-minute mark here. This all-important quarter-final showdown. Winner advancing to take on the winner of England-Finland, which is happening right now. England in the lead over on the Sisu track. England, of course, a finalist at the 2014 Men's Roller Derby World Cup. Would love to book their ticket back in it. Rice ball on the start line for Team Canada. Up against Pupatest, the leading scorer for Team France. And Pupatest powering his way into turn number 1 and really working hard against those 3 Canadian blockers, just trying to separate them.
By the looks of things, any potential option of a star pass for Rice ball is not possible right now. I can see that pivot helmet cover on the ground for Team Canada, but Pupatest picking himself up a high block penalty means that Rice ball is now on a Roller Derby Athletics sponsored power jam in favor of Canada.
That's right, so Canada getting a little bit lucky there, and Rice ball is the lead jammer. Pupatest did pick up that penalty just as he passed through the pack. Tank moving in for the offense, working nicely with Bennett there to try and create a bit of space. They are picking up penalties though. Bennett heading to the box on a back block. Rice ball knocked out of bounds by Asselhoff. And Asselhoff once again a one-man wrecking crew, and France showing that they can kill penalties just as well as Team Canada can.
Obviously taking notes in the first half. Pupatest back on track, and he's through on his initial pass.
A wonderful penalty kill there from Team France, and Rice ball forced to call it off, but showing some love to the French blockers. And there's Asselhoff with that drag back, and Pupatest coming back onto the track after his penalty had been complete. So Canada building up their lead a little bit. It had been cut down to 15 at half. Now up by 28. We hit the 8-minute mark of the second half. Charlie Cour is going to start with the star for France, Bradas for Canada.
Charlie Cour, your foremost jammer right now. 2 blockers left to contend with. Zimmer controlling that forward pack.
Penalty now to Sleeper Cell. The Canadian pivot now in the box. Only 2 on the track for Canada.
High block being issued to number 17, Zimmer.
Lead jammer status has gone to Charlie Cour. And a penalty now being called, a cutting the track penalty to Bradas. Roller Derby Athletic Power Jam Team France.
However, Charlie Cour being called for a blocking out of play penalty. So we're going to have ourselves a jammer switch out with a depleted pack on track.
French fans did not like that. But jammers can certainly pick up out of play blocks. They're not allowed to engage with blockers who are out of play.
So little penalty sign served for each jammer, both back on track. Blockers returning to the track.
Bradas hurt on that exit hit. Bradas, by the way, now sitting on 5 penalties. That is something we're going to have to watch as this game goes on. He's a key component of that Canadian offense.
going for a little skip and a jump on the outside line there, but shut down by number 95, Haiju Nick. He's their France's captain.
Brad Ass doing a nice job of staying in bounds. It was a great shot you had there. Just his fingertips holding him up. Once again, he does the same thing. Nice work from Brad Ass to work his way through the French defense.
That French offense now coming in. Huge hit from Zimmer. Picks himself another penalty though. Do believe that was a low block being issued to Zimmer.
So Zimmer in the box jam comes to an end. 3 points for Canada on that final pass. It was an 8-7 jam in favor of France. When it was all said and done, they have now passed the century mark within 27, just over 10 minutes gone from the second period. S1 makes high-quality, well-designed, and highly functional helmets and knee pads, trusted by the pros. Visit them at s1helmets.com.
And looks like we're going to move into an official timeout. Always important to make sure we're crossing the T's, dotting the I's, and that our non-skating and skating officials are all on the same page.
That's right. All of our team timeouts and official reviews and official timeouts are brought to you by Quad Skate Shop. You can see Jess Bandit talking to the line and Coach Line. That is the Team Canada bench staff. Jess Bandit, one of the few skaters who skated on both the 2011 and 2014 Canadian women's national teams. A longtime skater with the Montreal Roller Derby.
If you're enjoying watching what you're seeing at home, because possibly Canada, Calgary, a little bit too far, why not host the 2018 Men's Roller Derby World Cup? We've got details and programs if people are picking those up for you, or you can find them on the website. This could go anywhere.
Yeah.
We want to make this all over the world, representing all the teams that are taking part.
And a little selfishly, if you happen to be listening from, say, somewhere like Bangkok maybe, or Hawaii, why don't you put in a bid to host? I wouldn't mind making a trek over to Thailand for the Men's Roller Derby World Cup. Why not?
Maybe just book out a nice block for like 2 weeks. We'll do a one-day tournament and spend the rest of the time at the beach.
Absolutely. I'm in. Or Hawaii, right?
Yeah,
Hawaii,
that'd be
another
okay.
great venue.
I guess I could deal with Hawaii.
Might be. It's a little warm, but you know.
In all fairness, it's reasonably warm here, but that's just me coming from the UK.
All right, when we get this jam back underway, it's going to be Rocket Bush on the line, number 129 in the blue for France. And you can see El Tenant as well for Team Canada. Oh, and it looks like we have a skater, a potential ejection or a foul out. We're going to wait for confirming what that is, but nonetheless, Bennett, who did have 4 penalties at the break. So it is very possible. We've had a very penalty-filled first 10 minutes here. So Bennett could very easily have picked up his 7th penalty. But it was either a foul out or an expulsion. Bennett has left the bench for Team Canada. So Team Canada down now to 13 skaters here for the rest of this quarterfinal match. So as the paperwork gets completed for that, that gives us one more opportunity to thank another sponsor. And we really want to thank Roller Sports Canada. The 2016 Men's Roller Derby Cup is sanctioned and insured by Roller Sports Canada, providing insurance and support for all Canadian roller sports. Visit them at rollersports.ca or on Facebook at RSC Roller Derby. So number 14 is going to head to the box. Johnson to sit out Bennett's 7th penalty.
Meanwhile on track, El Tenant is your foremost jammer. He has been issued lead jammer status. Roque Bush not too far behind him, but he has picked up a cut-the-track penalty, meaning that El Tenant is now on a Roller Derby Athletics sponsored power jam for Team Canada.
Canada has just stayed a step ahead of France so far in this game and looking to build on their lead now. Oh, and we have multiple calls again, referees, some calling no pass, no penalties, some calling cuts.
But it looks like El Tenant is going to be issued a cutting penalty. He's going to sit in the box. Roque Bush has been released, so this is going to be a full 2-minute jam with no lead jammer.
And a very, very brief power jam here for France, and that's going to allow Rocket Bush to complete his initial pass. So both jammers now on scoring passes, and as you said, Snookins, we've got ourselves a 2-minute jam.
Rocket Bush with a huge body hit going into the side of that Canadian wall.
Very well placed, though, to avoid the back block call.
Absolutely.
And Rocket Bush shrugging off some big hits to get through on a scoring pass. And El Tenon takes a big hit of his own. 5-0 so far on this jam for France. Rocket Bush all over the track, and El Tenon takes another big hit. Oh no, he does stay standing. Star pass was successfully made. Tank now is the jammer.
Number 14, Johnson, heading to the penalty box for Canada, so that's a depleted pack, potentially making things easier for Rocket Bush, but now you've got El Tenon blocking. That's quite a man mountain to try and get through.
Yeah, absolutely. A great skater, nice footwork from El Tenon. Just swings and a miss with the hit there, and Zimmer unable to take down a Rocket Bush, who powers through for another 5. Waiting for the score tally there. Looks like it's going to be a 10-7 jam in favor of France.
24 points in it, 111 to 135 in favor of Canada. Just over 17 minutes remaining of this game.
Fluster Cluck, Pupatest on the line for their respective teams. 1 in the box for Canada, 4-3 pack advantage France. Both jammers trying to power their way through the middle of these tightly packed group of skaters. Flusterclock, though, is up at the front of that pack. Does, though, get knocked to the inside along with Rev, both forced to reset. Sleeper Cell now going one-on-one with Pupatest. Now, finally, the Canadian blockers come in to help him out.
Flusterclock going in hard to that French wall. Big shoulder check from number 95, Hygienic. Takes him off on the outside, gives space for Pupatest to make it through on the inside and pick up lead jammer for France.
Rev heading to the penalty box for Canada. Oh, and it looks like a cutting the track penalty to Flustercluck.
And followed up with an insubordination, so that is going to be a minute in the penalty box for Fluster.
He cut through the middle of the track, cutting the distance he had to take to the penalty, and that incurred another 30-second penalty. A minute power jam here for France.
Pack advantage to France right now. 4 blockers plays 3, and they're going in, rushing those blockers, breaking it up, and that space for Pupatest to pick up a 5-point Grand Slam pass on this Roller Derby Athletic sponsored extended power jam.
Rev now back out on the track. Canada has all their blockers out there. Well, as soon as I said that, one heads to the penalty box. Pupatest through on a pass. Direction of gameplay penalty. Sending a French blocker to the penalty box. That was not a Canadian blocker picking up that penalty. Excuse me. So Canada now with a big advantage on the penalty kill.
Absolutely. Pupatest still driving forward. Killian Cross cleaning house for him.
Killian Cross and the Rev having a nice little battle there. As Pupatest exhaustively pushing his way through a real tough Canadian defense. Direction of gameplay is going to send Tichborne to the box, and that forces Johnson to let Pupatest go. 20 points now for Pupatest and Team France, and they are within 4 points at the midway point of the second half.
Let's take another look.
Here comes Pupatest. Huge jam for France's leading scorer of the game. A nice little skip on the toe stops along the outside line, making it look so easy. And a huge 1-minute Roller Derby Athletics power jam gets France right back in this one. And a team timeout very wisely taken by Team Canada. This team timeout brought to you by Quad Skate Shop.
And folks, we are back just over halfway into this, a team timeout. Big thanks to our secondary sponsors there, S1 Helmets. Be a lifer, get a lifer, s1helmets.com. And Derby Nerd.
Yeah.
Wow. That was exactly what was required for Team France. Yep. That extended power jam, 4 points I'm speechless.
Yeah,
This is
finally,
incredible.
France, they've actually had some issues with their power jam so far in this game. Finally, at the right moment, able to get that clicking between the blockers and the jammer. Of course, we might, if this thing turns into France's way, we may look back at that 1 minute power jam as being a difference maker in this game. Just a little bit of a mind blip as Flustercluck cut through the inside of the pack and picked up that insubordination penalty. So a full minute power jam, and suddenly, look at this, Charlie Cross on the line for Team France up against Riceball. We saw some real nice bench work from Team Canada early on. Now France responding, and this could be a bit of a secret weapon for them. Charlie Cross is lead jammer.
Absolutely. Depleted plaque, small pack, 2 blockers apiece on track. Made things just that little bit easier for Cross to make his way through.
Cross has at least 3 points.
My apologies, Kerr.
Oh, was it Charlie Coro?
My apologies, mispronunciation there.
Oh, yes. So waiting for the points come up on the board. It looks like 3 points given to France, so they are now within 1. We have a 1 point game. Ooh, you can feel the tension in the building.
I've got goosebumps now.
Team Canada fans biting toenails, and Bradass with a nice move, drawing the penalty from Pupatest. A little bit of a pop out, jump back, drew the cut.
So Bradass now on a Roller Derby Athletics sponsored power jam for Team Canada. Manages to find a slim gap down the middle of the pack to pick up lead jammer. This is what Canada need to try and just draw that lead out just a little bit.
And you could hear the roar of the Canadian fans here, appreciative. And one thing great about Bradass is his ability to keep that one hand down on the out-of-bounds line. Of course, you're allowed to do that. Does not count for a cut. He is so good at keeping his balance on one hand.
One less thing to worry about for him as Asfalov makes his way to the penalty box for an elbows penalty.
Titchborn with some nice offense, as you see at the top of your screen there, and allowing Bradass to get through and pick up some points. He did get a back block penalty for it, but Bradass pops through, calls it off. Canada pulls back in front by a few points on a 10-0 power jam. 145 now to 134. Whew, 12 minutes to go.
11 points is still nothing at all, especially when you're at this level.
Yeah, and we just saw a 20-point power jam from Canada. I only managed to have 1 cup of coffee this morning before the game started, but I am now fully awake. I hope you are too, enjoying at home. Just looking at some penalty troubles now. Titchborn, one of the linchpins of the Canadian defense, sitting on 6 penalties, so that's something to watch as well. And now Rocket Bush did the same thing, almost the same thing that Bradass did, but instead drew a forearm penalty from El Tenant. Roller Derby Athletics power jam now for France.
Yep. Tank with a takeoff there on the outside to Rocket Bush, really sticking himself into him there, trying to slow him down. With reasonable success so far, those 3 Canadian blockers at the front of the pack. Rocket Bush nearly managing to get his hips on to get that lead jammer status.
Nice leap from Walker. Getting called for a skating out of bounds penalty. He's going to head to the penalty box. That does free up enough room for the French jammer to get through. Rocket Bush picking up a lead jammer status. Star pass has been made. Tank now is the jammer for Canada.
He's having some cover issues there, trying to get that cover on. Rocket Bush managing to pick up 2 points and shut down that jam. That was 2 unanswered points. 136 to 145, 11 minutes remaining.
Wow, this one is going to go down to the wire. Each Canada sitting on 1 timeout. France has 2. Neither team's used their OR here in the second half, so they both have that in their pockets as well. We'll see if that'll play into this game as we get into the later stages. Flustercluck jamming against Charlie Cor for France.
Fluster taken off on the inside by Killing Cross, set back round past that jammer line. And again, meanwhile Charlie Kirk getting really stuck into that wall, stand aside, controlling those 2 blockers ahead of him.
And Canada with only 3 blockers on the track, unable to put any offensive help back. And all 4 of those blockers having their way right now with Flustercluck, but a nice draw of the penalty from the Rev. The veteran popping back and forcing the track cut on Charlie Coore. Power jam opportunity for Canada.
Rev going to try and clear that inside line for Fluster, picking himself up a backdoor penalty for his troubles. Meanwhile, Fluster was taken off on the inside and set back. But right now, he has made himself through, made his way through the middle of the pack. He is lead jammer.
But that took a long time, and it took a long time off of the penalty. Charlie Coore now is standing in the penalty box, star stashed in hand. Fluster went to the outside, got exited. Hasn't quite put any points. I'm not sure if he's put any points yet on the board. And now he's at least got his hips past a few, but does get exited and forced to call it off. And he did get all 5 points. And a timeout now called by Team Francis. Team timeout, as they all are, brought to you by this Quad Skate Shop.
We're going to be testing 3 helmets today. This simulates a 10-mile-an-hour impact or a 4-foot drop. The S1 Lifer helmet with EPS Fusion foam did pass the multiple impact test.
All right, welcome back to this quarter-final matchup. Wow, we've talked about how as this game goes on, things are going to start tightening up as the seeds get closer and closer, and we have seen that so far playing out here in the elimination stages of this tournament. Canada and France in an epic battle for the ages here with only 10 minutes to go. Canada nursing a 14-point lead right now, but France has been all over them this half.
France have been phenomenal. Canada have been phenomenal. This really is a clash of the titans, and this may be one of the most exciting games I've seen so far this weekend.
Oh, absolutely. Given the stage, given what's on the line, it's unfortunate these two teams have to meet at this stage of the tournament, but I think that speaks to the growth of men's roller derby globally, that these teams who met only 2 years ago in the third place game now here facing off in the quarterfinals.
So we are ready to get back on with this game. The next jam will see Pupatest and Rice Ball jamming for their respective teams.
Very slight pack advantage for France, though the Rev is standing in the box, and he will enter the track now, and it looks like he's going to try and work some offense for Rice Ball. You can see both packs scrambling defensively right now, both jammers being forced to reset, and Rev heading right back to the penalty box. Pupatest, a no pass, no penalty. He's now got 2 to beat at turn number 2. While Rice Ball is dealing with all 4 French blockers at turn number 1, and that's going to allow Pupatest to get through. Lead jammer status, France.
Meanwhile, Rice Ball still contending with those French blockers at the back of the pack.
Pupatest coming around quickly now. It's a scrambly pack on the second back stretch, and Pupatest takes advantage of that scramble to get through for 5.
That outside line was wide open. Everyone focused on trying to get Rice Ball through on the inside. Did not see Pupatest coming.
Johnson was ready this time to close it up, but he was all alone, and Booyah was able to peel him off. Nice recovery there from Walker to work the defense on Pupatest, but he is going to get through for another 5-point pass, 10 points on the jam so far.
Rice Ball yet to make his initial pass, 45 seconds remaining on this jam. And of course, as I say it, it becomes no longer true.
Pupatest, though, again, the third scoring pass. He's going to get 4 more here. Snuggins, do we have it?
I've seen it. We've got ourselves a tie game, folks. 7 minutes and 50 seconds remaining of this game, and we're tied at 150. Let's take another look.
Pupatest has been huge. He maybe hasn't been the most consistent of the French jammers, but he has been the most clutch. A 20-point jam turned this game around early on in this half, and now a 14-point jam here has tied this game up. A clutch performance from the French jammer.
Wow, right, straight back into it. Killian Cross starting with the star now for France. Flustercluck wearing the star for Canada. He is your foremost jammer, but that French pack is tight.
And they have just been tightening up as this game has gone on. Canada, though, looking pretty good as well. Asselhoff looking to work some offense. Sleeper Cell, though, able to get through, and Canada takes lead, jammer status.
But Killian Cross is chasing him down. Jammer on jammer interaction. My mistake, that's Bradass, not Flustercluck on this jam.
That's right. And Bradass was able to shrug off that hit now, hitting the pack hard, calls it off. He's going to get at least 1 point. And there it is, 1-0. Oh, 1-1.
1-1.
A steal of one as Zimmer had been knocked down. We have a tie game remaining.
The second opportunity I've had this weekend, and the crowd goes wild.
The crowd goes tense, I think would be more accurate right now. A partisan crowd for sure here in Calgary.
There's metaphors about knife and butter and tension, and it's, wow.
Yeah. And the crowd has just gotten bigger too, I think, as word has gotten out about how thrilling this quarterfinal match has been.
Eltonan and Charlie Coeur, your active jammers, playing a little bit with each other at the back of the pack there, being taken off and setting each other back.
Big scrambly scrum, and out of it, Eltonan is dragged back. And Charlie Cross now has 3 to work with at turn number 1, only 2. As Johnson bridges.
Tank and stand aside, causing issues. Charlie Coeur picking up a high block penalty and being sent to the penalty box. Eltonan now on a Roller Derby Athletics sponsored power jam.
Eltonan, though, has not gotten through on his first pass. He was indicating that he might like a bit of a star pass, but it hasn't happened, and he does eventually make his way through. Lead jammer stylist Eltonan and Team Canada.
Dr. Rouge headed to the penalty box for a clockwise block.
So depleted forces for France, and that's going to allow Canada to at least rack up a pass. 5 points, Eltonan.
We have 1 French blocker on track right now. 2.
Oh.
And they succeed in taking him out.
Boo, yeah. Nice defense slowing up Eltonan.
Charlie Coeur out of the penalty box, back on track with that star stash.
Oh, and the Canada bench electing to keep this jam going. Eltonan getting word to keep it going. Don't call this jam off. So this jam continues. And Eltonan gets through. They did this early in the game too, Snuggins, and it worked out to their advantage. Coach Line saw something he liked about the way this jam was playing out for Canada.
Multiple penalties to the French defense. 2 blockers in the box now. Eltonan taking an easy stride through that pack. Zimmer also headed to the box for Canada though.
So both packs depleted. Finally, comes to an end. Dr. Rouge gets a forearm penalty at the end of that, and the crowd roars its approval as Canada retakes the lead.
And as we take a look at this action replay, I want to tell you all about Nerd Skates. Nerd Roller Skates is your dedicated roller skate shop with everything you need for derby, rink, or park. Visit them online at www.nerdskates.com, offering free shipping in Canada on orders over $150. Nerd Roller Skates for people who roll.
Team France has called a timeout, waiting to see whether or not that's a timeout or an official review. The French bench coach, Jenna, has made it into the center of the attack, and it does look like it's going to be a team timeout for France. So let's take a brief break.
Just go to any game and you're like, oh, yeah, this is why I do this. I skate for the London Roller Girls, and S1 is part of my uniform.
A clear path through the pack almost never exists. So we fight and make our own.
And thank you there from our sponsors, Sisu Mouthguards, also sponsoring our second track. We are back. Officials just taking a moment before we move back into the action. 4 minutes remaining. France sitting 155, Canada taking that lead in that last jam, 170.
You know, we talked about how if France comes back to win this game, we're going to look at that 1 minute penalty, then that 20-point jam from Pupatest as being a difference maker. If Canada, on the other hand, is able to hold on to this lead and take this quarterfinal match, we may look back to that jam and the bench's decision to keep it going despite both jammers being on a scoring pass, coming out with a 19-4 jam, killing a lot of clock as well as being a potential turning point. So we'll wait to see, but either way, what a great game this has been between two of the great men's nations in flat track roller derby.
Jam is on. We have Pupatest and Flustercluck as jamming for you. Dr. Rouge taking Fluster down just there off the line. But Fluster recovers. He makes his way through the inside, picks up lead.
France blockers running into some penalty troubles here late in this contest, and that has allowed all that track space for Canada to work with. Flustercluck through in an easy grand slam. And Pupetest with the nice little fake out on the star pass, but now finally the pivot back on the tramp for France. Pupetest was indicating a star pass even though he had no pivot on the track, trying to distract the Canadian blockers. Meanwhile, Flustercluck through for another 5. He's on a 10-0 run right now.
There has been so much movement within the pack that I'm genuinely not sure if the star has actually been passed or not.
I believe that it's still in Pupetest's hand.
Fluster through for another 5.
So Canada with a strong push here late in the game as France had tied up the score. France is unable to take the lead, but Canada has absorbed that momentum shift and has come back strong here with 2.5 minutes to go, opening up a 35-point lead.
Number 12, Walker, heading to the penalty box for that outer play call.
Oh, nice footwork from Flustercluck on the inside. Booyah seems a little bit winded. He took a massive hit early on and still recovering now on the track. The French pivot who's been so critical for them this game, not at a 100% as you can see. And Flustercluck takes a moment, kills some time, calls it off. What a pushback from Team Canada.
28-point jam,
Unbelievable. Wow. Flustercluck had a big one early on, another big one here. And there's the final pass.
Yeah, there was the Candeloro with the takeoff on the outside. Fluster, the calm call off.
Under 2 to go now. Canada may have held off this resurgent French team who played an absolutely brilliant 25 minutes here in the second half, but Canada has come back strong here in the final 5. And you can see the packs spread out, and at the front of it, it is Bradas. Bradas with a nice little turn to get through.
But Jolicoeur coming out of the Rocket Boosh, my mistake, coming out of the pack like a Rocket Boosh.
As a Rocket Boosh does. Bradas through, tap at his hips, 4-0 jam for Canada. 1 minute to go. You can feel a sigh of relief here in the Acadia Recreation Complex. Canadian fans are standing, lining the track, looking to see their nation advance to the Final 4 for the second time.
Going to start with a pack advantage to Canada on this next jam. 4 blockers, plays 2.
And this is the final jam of this showdown, and Altenant is through. Oh no, picking up a forearm penalty. Power jam opportunity here for Jolicoeur and Team France. Jolicoeur is taken off the star.
A penalty also being issued to Tichborne and the Rev. Change of fortunes for this the strength in this jam.
I believe that will be the 7th for Tichborne.
Jolicoeur with the shoulder drop on the outside, making his way around those 2 blockers for a 5-point pass.
42 points, only a minute to go though. You have to feel that the clock is not on France's side. Altenant back on the track. Roller Derby Athletics Power Jam is concluded. But I gotta think that France is just gonna keep this going.
Beautiful takeoff by Johnson on the inside, but Jolicoeur recovers relatively quickly to make his way through for another 5-point pass.
And Altenant just being safe and sound, not taking any risks.
That was indeed Altenant's initial pass, remembering he headed to the box on his first try through.
30 seconds now to go. Both jammers knocked out, forced all the way back to turn 4, and Altenant telling his blockers to just keep going. 20 seconds now to go. Altenant through on a scoring pass. Nope.
Taken off on the inside on turn 1, so close.
Through. And now Elton On just going to start playing some defense. With 5 seconds to go, you can hear the crowd counting it down. And there it is, Canada through to the Final Four at the 2016 Men's Roller Derby World Cup. Unbelievable performance from both of these countries today. Neither fans will leave disappointed with the game. It's unofficial, but we know with that much of a gap, Canada will advance through to the quarterfinals. Unbelievable work. Wow, what a game.
What a way to start the day.
What a way to start the game. Just the first of our quarterfinal matchups. I think you can expect this all day today on both of these tracks as we get down into the final stages of this tournament. And again, I think looking back on it, it was that decision to keep that jam going.
Yes.
When we had a depleted France defense and Canada able to come through with the 19-4 jam when the game had been tied. That gave them that lead, and they were able to coast through there to the final. And there we, as you see on your screen, it has now been made official. Canada winning 206 to 169. France will still get an opportunity to place well. They'll finish in the top 8, but Canada now has an opportunity to battle for the cup.
And this, of course, means that we've got some really exciting games coming up. Some really exciting games coming up as the day progresses. Keep an eye on those brackets and how things develop. The last thing before we go, do not forget to head over to the Men's Roller Derby World Cup Facebook page and vote for your MVP player to go on that team. We really want to get you involved, guys, and as I say, some really interesting things forming up from the vote so far. Yeah, absolutely, and you could there's any number of skaters you could have picked from this game here today between France and Canada. All right, well, that's going to be a wrap. I don't know about you, but I think I need a little bit of a break on that one. So for Snuggins and for Sven, I'm the Derby Nerd. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy the continuing coverage of the 2016 Men's Roller Derby World Cup.
Gotham Girls All-Stars. I've skated on Roll-On products for the past maybe, I think, feels like 4 or 5 years, and I'm loving the plates that I'm on now. I have a good response with them. I feel like my agility has changed. The edging that I use has really benefited from the product. The thing that I like about the Roll-On products is the bearings. I fell in love with them instantly. I put them on right before Brouhaha, rolled with them all 3 games, and I liked the response that I got. They were quick rolling, no weird break-in or awkwardness, and I couldn't be happier with them.
Hi, I'm Flo Adall. I'm a blocker for Gotham Girls All-Stars. This is my first year on the All-Stars. I've been a member of Gotham Girls Roller Derby for 3 years. I really love the quality of the product. I feel like I've found my edges so much more with these new plates and with the wheels. I know that prior to the switch, I always had a huge sense of anxiety when going into a game on a new floor. And I would bring like a suitcase full of different wheels just in case. And I've now used these plates and wheels on 3 different surfaces and like didn't even have to think about switching, just got out on the floor and felt perfect skating in them. My stops were great, my edges were great, like everything just felt so comfortable. So I feel like they're really versatile. The wheels had very little break-in. With the plates, I love that they're low to the ground. I feel like I have a lot more control and precision with my edges.
Hey, my name is Misty Maven. I am a jammer for the Gotham Girls All-Stars, and I have been a part of Roller Derby for Gotham for 3 years now. So from last season and this season, I updated my plates to Roll-On plates, and they have been so responsive. It's been insane. Like the littlest movement, the plate responds with my foot. It's like I'm not even wearing skates. It's like I'm running on my sneakers. I have to buy new protective gear like every month just because I'm so hard on everything, but Roll-On, I don't have to worry about that. I've had my plates now since the beginning of the season, and they're still going like they're brand new.
I love to play roller derby because
I play roller derby because I play roller derby because I play roller derby because
I play roller derby because
I play roller derby because
I play roller derby because
ich spiele Derby hier, weil ich die Action auf dem Spielfeld mag.
I'm competitive, I like energy, I like power and I like the speed.
Omdat ik ervan hou lijp te doen op rolschaatsen. Het is een vet bizarre sport.
Que j'aime me donner à fond sur le track et ça me rend heureuse.
Perché non posso farne a meno.
Love at first sight.
I love developing my skills and I love developing new strategies. It's taking me to many new places that I would not have normally gone.
Altså fordi jeg kan stå så meget på rulleskøjter, som jeg gør.
Soy muy competitiva. It is the most unique opportunity to go past your boundaries and try anything and everything that you thought you couldn't do and prove to yourself that you can.
Voljela bi da mogu igrati roller derby i u Hrvatskoj.
When you love to roll and you need the best gear you can get, come to our brick and mortar shop in Amsterdam. Or visit the website at www.thederbyshop.nl. We have it all. The Derby Shop. Because roller derby saved your soul, but wrecks all your gear.
At Roller Derby Athletics, we take the guesswork out of off-skate training so you can focus on being fierce. We help you transform your game without a lot of time or equipment. With 5 training programs plus all-star memberships, there's an option to suit every athlete. And we train skaters worldwide with high-quality video instruction and online support. At Roller Derby Athletics, we empower you to be safe, strong, and unstoppable. Want to see for yourself? Sign up today for our free Basics Builder program.
Hi folks, Scald Eagle here. Have you had a chance to take a look at the new Bonk Quadstar skate? The boots are ultra lightweight with no break-in period and are great for skaters with skinnier ankles. They also have a 100% Australian full-grain leather outer and a completely heat-moldable hand-laid fiberglass base. Get that premium performance without the premium price tag. Boom. Come over to the Bonk booth right now and check out this rad new skate.
welcome back to the Sisu Studio live from the Men's Roller Derby World Cup 2016. My name's Panda and I am joined by some of our Team Canada blockers. We've got Titch, Tank and the Rev. Hi guys.
Hi Panda. How you doing?
Well, the game that we just had on track, wow. That was absolutely incredible. How do you guys feel coming off track?
We feel pretty great after that win. That was by far our best game of the tournament. And I think it really just made us come together as a group and play really well as a team.
I think honestly that was the rematch that we were waiting for since the last World Cup. I know that France has been training their behinds off. I'll kind of sense them. I know that they've been training their butts off for this opportunity to play us again. They were a great team. They came out there. It was a great game. It was so close. Like at one point it was tied. At one point there was a lead change. At one point there was a lead change. It was an amazing game.
Team France was very good.
What's been is this your highlight of the tournament so far?
Oh, it's so hard to say. Every time we've done this, well, both times we've done this, there's so many highlights. From the camaraderie, the things that happen behind the scenes that nobody gets to see on the feed. This is my highlight game so far, but there's definitely some stuff that's going on in the back, like everybody rallying around a player that had a tragedy in their family and helping him get home. Things like that you guys just don't get to see at home, and that's the spirit of the World Cup that's going on.
Absolutely. How about you guys?
Was that your highlight? This game?
Everything. The crowd is very nice, and my teammates is very cool.
En français.
En français. Le public est incroyable. Tout le monde cheer pour la France, pour le Canada. C'est vraiment cool. Mes coéquipiers sont extraordinaires. La France, ils ont vraiment très bien joué. C'était vraiment une partie très très fun.
I'd say that this in the scrimmage we did with Ireland on the first day, that was amazing too. Like the Irish guys just came out here and they were like, "We just want to play you guys. We don't care what the score is." It's stuff like that that just like makes this whole place amazing. You know, stuff was just like, I just want to play, even though we think we're gonna lose, even though we're probably gonna lose. I don't care. I just want to play you guys. And so far, that's been like the real vibe of it. Like people are just like, I don't care. I just want to play. And a lot of people are not going to get an opportunity like this for another 2 years.
Absolutely. You mentioned that you were really looking forward to the Team France game. Is there any other team that you would really look forward to playing?
Well, we're looking forward to playing England because we kind of missed out on it the last time.
Yeah.
I really think that because of this win, we're going to play England. I haven't seen the outcome on track 1 or track 2, but England is going to be the one that we're looking for.
I got to say, you know, we would love to go all the way. And if we can meet the USA in that gold medal game, I'm really looking forward to that, because the last time we played them in the semis at the last World Cup, if you guys remember, the second period of that game was only a 9-point period between Team USA and Team Canada. We really want another crack at Team USA.
Everybody wants a piece of those guys.
Yeah.
So Apex Rex definitely in your sights. The tournament, this guy on top of the trophy is Apex Rex.
That's Apex Rex?
That's Apex Rex.
I think he'd look good with the Canadian flag on his chest.
Anything you want to say to the fans back home?
Oh, we love you. We couldn't do this without you. Your support means so much to us, and keep it coming. Keep those comments coming online. Tune into the live feed. Like we love you guys. We really do. Do you have anything to say to your fans?
Your fans? Merci pour votre support, tout le monde. J'aimerais dire à ma famille que je les aime, puis j'ai hâte de vous voir. Puis c'est ça. Merci tout le monde pour l'organisation. C'est vraiment super. Merci.
Thanks for everyone helping us get here. All the people that contributed, bought shirts, came out, traveled. Everyone that came out and tried out for Team Canada. Everyone that just basically did everything for us. Mardi Gras, we're keeping it simple and we're sticking to the plan, buddy. We love you and we miss you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you very much. Hi, Mom.
Live from the Men's Roller Derby World Cup. Awesome, you guys. Thank you.
Nerd Roller Skates is your dedicated quad roller skate shop in Calgary, Alberta.
Being a nerd is about being really excited and really passionate about a really specific thing. And the thing that we are really excited and passionate about is roller skates.
Nerd Roller Skates.
Official skate shop, Men's Roller Derby World Cup 2016.
For people who roll.
I am your fortress on the front line of sport. Engineered to be stronger than the attack. I defy convention by protecting more with less. Helping you breathe easier, hydrate faster, speak more clearly. I am Sisu, and I fend for you.
We really miss the feeling of spontaneously visiting a store and trying out the newest gear. Hang out for all roller skaters. Everyone has their own unique style. Because of our large assortment, we can now personalise roller skates while you wait, so you can try them out right away. Our mission is to fit you with the right gear, and don't forget to turn left.
A lot of very impressive people in roller derby. This was definitely a proud moment for me, wearing the black, white, and red.
I care about this thing more than I care about any other article of clothing in my wardrobe.
This represents to me like 7 years of blood, sweat, and tears.
Glitter is fun and hardcore. I've learned that it's hardcore. My uniform is always in pristine condition. My truck is purple, my shoes are purple, my underwear are purple.
It takes a lot of drive and a lot of passion to keep going in roller derby.
Sometimes when you play roller derby, you're just kind of like, why am I doing this? This is so weird.
I just can't imagine that I'd get more kicks like playing golf than I do hitting a you know? Feels good. My name is Rachel Rotten.
My name is Midge Wilhelm. I'm Fifi Nomenon.
I'm Jackie Daniels.
My name's Steph Maney.
Hi, I'm Scald Eagle.
And S1.
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 S1. And S1 is part of my uniform.
And I have a feeling that as we get closer to bout time, Dredd, it's going to fill up even more, as this is our second quarterfinal bout.